Hey guys, what's going on? So today we are doing an Infinity Abyss guide. I wanted to do that today because this is probably the one and only time I'm going to be in the final Abyss, Myriad Abyss. I actually don't even know how I got here. I was just in like top 10 in Red Lotus and it just threw me here next time, and I'm like, actually I would have been fine just being in Red Lotus and being in retention, but here we are. We're currently at floor 21 at rank 25. I am gonna try to stay here, but I kinda am not very hopeful. There's 12 hours left of this one, so of course I haven't started climbing too hardcore yet. You do see some people at floor 33 already, but they're just gonna get bombed back down. With that being said, the first little tip here in this guide is if you really want to either go up in Abyss or, you know, try hard to stay in the current one, in this case Myriad, what you want to do is, as soon as it starts, climb as high as you can, preferably up to floor 33, and get bombed back down, and then go back up there and get bombed back down. People do this to farm these items, stealth protection, because this will determine if you are able to stay or go up in Abyss. The more of these you have, the more of an advantage you have. Because the more of these you have, the earlier you can get to floor 33 for the final time. Because once you're at floor 33, you can just use these over and over and no one can bomb you. In our case, we have 4. 4 of these stealth protections equals about 2 hours. You know, you kind of have to do it maybe at least 5 or 10 seconds before it expires to be safe. Let's say 2 hours. And another thing that kind of ties into this is you are not safe from bombs until there's less than 57 minutes left in this ongoing time, because a bomb can still explode in calculating. So that means at the very earliest, we could get up to floor 33 with 2 hours and, you know, like 56 minutes, maybe 2 hours and 53 minutes just to be safe, so we don't need to be exactly perfect with our stealths. And then when those stealths run out, there'll be maybe like 55 minutes left on ongoing, and if someone bombs us, it doesn't matter, the bomb won't explode. And you see with these guys I'm fighting with, these are probably like the top 40 in the server, pretty much, because, you know, it's rank 00001. I don't think there is even another bracket for this yet, because it like pretty much just opened. That may be why I got thrown in, even though I was only like rank 10 in Red Abyss, because it needed to fill those 40 spots from wherever. So back on topic. How you win isn't by being able to beat floor 33, because probably everyone in this can do that. It's getting there first and having enough stealths to outlast everyone. To be at least one of the 10 to get there first and be able to stay there by having enough stealths. I think that's probably the most important tip, actually, if you want to go to the next Abyss or at least stay in retention. I'm personally not so try-hard that I'm gonna go up to floor 33 and get bombed or asked to get bombed by one of my guildmates or such, and then go back up and do that, because then I would spend, you know, like several hours every day just on Abyss, and, you know, I'm fine with either staying in Red Lotus, but if you're really hardcore about it, that is an option. Otherwise, you can just hope to get lucky and get a few. Like, me having 4 already at floor 21 is already a lot, so that's pretty lucky for me. So we'll see. Who knows, maybe I can be one of the top 10. Probably not, but yeah, we'll see. The next sort of tip, honestly, is more of an exploit, and I'm not sure if I should actually say this or not, but say you're on floor 33, right? You got the Ganesha there and the Branya, and your units die. Or they're about to die. If you force close the app like this, you know, swipe it away. Not gonna actually do it because I'm still making the video here, but if you do that, when you go back to Infinity Abyss, when you reopen the game, it'll say the battle wasn't finished. Do you want to continue? And then you can hit yes, and you should have the same HP, and I believe even vitality potions you used will still be there. So if you're struggling to beat one of the floors, then you can do that without sacrificing all of your Valkyries' HP. The one bad thing is that you cannot change your lineup or do anything like that. So if you accidentally go into floor 33 with your completely wrong team on accident, then you either have to let them die, which would actually be okay unless one of your important Valkyries was in there, or quit and have them have half HP or whatnot. Well, I know some can be visual learners, so we're gonna go ahead and actually do that. We're gonna intentionally almost lose. You have to force close before you actually completely lose, or it'll probably do some kind of saving thing. Never let it get that far. Okay, so at this point, almost everyone is dead, and you basically lost the battle. You know, you just have Scarlet Fusion left, and you know, too many enemies, etc., etc. So you can pause it if you want, just to make sure that she doesn't also die. and just close it. So we're going back into the game now, and you can see here when we click Infinity Abyss, it says last battle was not finished, continue, and when we hit confirm, it will go straight to the battle we died in, and you have no option to switch out any Valkyries, you have no option to use any items. So again, you gotta just be careful with that. But as you can see, we're all back at full health. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and finish that real quick. Okay, well that was actually very difficult already. I think we only had 2,000 degrees when we were in here last time, and then it rose to 3,000. But yeah, also we got another stealth potion, cool. So yeah, besides those first two tips, of course your Valkyrie selection is gonna be important as well. I know mine's not like the best or anything, but Divine Prayer is going to be your friend here. She has a lot of healing capabilities. She's just renowned as one of the best, if not the best, Valkyrie to have when you're going for Abyss. So this is sort of my team for just trying to get through it fast, because I kind of have 2 DPS here. Miko, of course, is good for the Honkai Beasts, and Scarlet Fusion is good for the other 2 types. When I'm fighting Wendy on floor 30, I'm going to replace Miko with Yamabuki Armor, because, you know, when everyone has that shield, it actually helps survivability a lot, and with her ultimate, she can heal the team as well, so it comes in handy in a pinch. And I do that for floor 33 as well, and I keep Scarlet Fusion in there because her shield breaking capabilities are pretty damn high, and she does good damage as well. If you're more comfortable with a different DPS, another DPS could probably work as well. I just find Scarlet Fusion to be the best fit for me personally. Of course, I may have to swap out Miko with Yamabuki Armor before the boss, because like I said, it's already getting quite difficult, and my Valkyries kind of almost died on that floor 22, so I might have to already become more defensive. Everything will take a bit longer, of course, but it's worth it if you don't die, of course. But if you do die, you know, just exit the app. Besides that, of course, we can talk about the other items. Again, cryo bombs and black hole bombs are actually more, it seems, used for the more hardcore players to actually place on their allies, sort of. So they go down and can go back up to get more stealths. But of course, there has been a few situations where that has actually helped me get to the next one, because so when you get to floor 33, you will get a 5-minute stealth, and sometimes people will forget about that and start placing traps first on floor 33 before they put up their real stealth, and in that small window you can actually bomb them and really screw them up if it's close to the end time already. It seems very mean, of course. You know, they're probably not too happy about that, but it is a mistake they made, and that deserves to be punished. Also, that's one less person to compete against. I almost never use frailty potions because they are so easy to get rid of, which actually brings us into another tip. Frailty potions. If you get hit by a frailty potion, it can make the stage much, much harder, because you'll not be able to get off any ultimates at all, pretty much. And so if you see yourself with that icon, you can just go to Abyss, take off all your good Valkyries, and just go in with, like, you know, White Comet or whatever. You can start the battle, and the frailty potion will be used at that point, right? So when you're in the battle, you can just pause and surrender, and she will lose half of her HP, but who cares about that? And then you can use her once more if you get another frailty potion, but then she'll be dead, so you won't be able to use her again after that. That's why you should always have a few weak backup Valks. This also works if you're suspicious that there's a trap on the floor you're about to go to, especially floor 30 and floor 33. There is most likely going to be a trap there. So you can send in one weak Valk to activate the traps and then leave, so those traps will be deactivated and you can go in with your real team then. I also don't place traps very often, just because the banana peel is extremely annoying and it could probably screw someone up. I just don't really think about it too often, so like, Also, if you have any fortitude potions, you can see these yellow potions. I actually didn't get any of them so far this run, but if you have some of them, you can just pop those as well before going up to floor 30, floor 33, etc., and you won't get hit by those traps. It does only last 3 floors though, so you should leave every floor when you get up to the higher ones and make sure that it's still active. Besides that, it's a good idea to leave after every floor anyway when you're getting up to the higher ones, like 25 plus, because someone could throw a frailty potion on you and you're not aware of it, and then you just go on to the next one with your real team, and you're probably going to be screwed if it's a hard floor. As for the actual strategy for Windy and the Bronya Ganesha combo. I'm not even sure if I could beat them here in Myriad Abyss, but I can just tell you what I usually do. And so what I was doing before was actually going for Bronya first because, you know, she is like the real damage dealer. She can really kill you pretty fast, especially if you're not careful about that huge area laser beam she is throwing down. But as I've gotten to the higher Abyss, I've noticed it's actually a better idea to go for Ganesha first. That's because Ganesha is easy to hit, you know, he's always there, and if you're focusing on Bronya, he's gonna be pretty annoying, always rolling into you and such. And yeah, well, he's just easier to kill, and once he's out of the picture, everything becomes a lot easier. Of course, as soon as one of them is gone, it's going to be a lot easier, but I just find Ganesha to be much easier to kill much faster than Bronya because Bronya is teleporting all over the place. She becomes invisible sometimes, you know. Vitality potions, I do save for the hard floors like 30 and 33, especially when I only have 2. So when I get up to like floor, you know, like 27, 28, I'll check how many I have, and we'll use one on 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. But I think that's pretty much all of the tips I have for Infinity Abyss in general. Start paying attention to the other players in the last few hours of Abyss, and see if you can get a stealthy bomb in there somewhere. Because the thing is, if you can bomb them, and even if they can get back up to floor 33 before the time ends, you will technically then be at floor 33 first. So if you bomb them, get to floor 33, start using your stealths, and then their bomb explodes, you will be above them. And yeah, there may have been 1 or 2 other little tips in there, but I think that's the gist of it. If you have any tips of your own, you can drop them down in the comments below. Leaving a like if you did happen to enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.